It's your boy Preston. I'm here with
Cinematic Radio.
formerly known as the artist,
For real.
Weedman Radio. Now listen, first off,
That's a
man.
throwback.
Yeah, we taking it back to that throwback. But the crazy thing is, that's a big transition from you, man. From being Weedman Radio, you were making beats at one point, right?
Yeah, I still do, but that ain't my main thing anymore.
And that's what we're gonna get into, because you've been doing a lot of things over the years, man, especially inspiring folks around the way, motivating folks,
Yeah.
and elevating folks at the same time. So I was like, listen, what better way to launch off Cheat Day, which started here years ago before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And then now I can bring my brother into it after years of making history. So first off, just introduce yourself and let everybody know what it is you do, where you're from.
My name is, well, we do government or we do real? I mean,
But I know you as.
a lot of people know me as Radio. Beatman. Really, a lot of people out in New Jersey call me Beatman. But when I moved to Los Angeles, everybody started calling me Cinematic Radio. From Willingboro, New Jersey, born and raised. That's really it.
Tell you one thing, Radio done hogged up all the ketchup.
That's what I put. I know I put. Oh yeah, damn, I didn't. Yeah.
Good looking, my G.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's good to have you here.
Thanks.
I know we've been talking a lot over the years, and just the industry itself, self-development, especially in the film world. I know you've worked with a lot of people during your journey, right? And a lot of these people have a good influence on you and developing you in your career.
Yeah. Big ass salmon burger.
Yeah, I know, right? Name some of those people and how they influenced you along your path and in your journey.
People that influenced me would be Tyson and Hakeem from Black and Nobel. That was the first people that basically like brought me through all the stuff and got me introduced into like the music industry. When I was this is like literally after high school. So they always like bring me to like the TLA or like the Roots picnic, and I'll just be introduced to all these different artists and rappers and whoever. And then some people found to like liking of me. And after that, it was just off to the races. Who else? Stevie J. Stevie J played a major part in a lot of situations for me.
Remember
that. Who else? Brother Polite, but then he went to jail. Yeah, he went to jail.
I remember that too. That's when you had the Rolls Royce.
Yep. I can't think of nobody for real. Those like the main people that kind of like got me to other situations.
Now, being as though not everybody gets the opportunity to work with those type of people when they first start, right?
Yeah.
For one, how did you bridge those gaps? And especially, what were you doing at such a young age and early age in your career that would attract those?
So I'm like a book nerd, and like I just read a lot.
Yeah.
So when it came to the internet, like I was trying to learn how to get into photography and videography. So I just watch a bunch of YouTube content on how to shoot, frame rates, how to edit with Sony Vegas at first, because that's when I first started with Sony Vegas. Learning every single last thing of like videography to the T before I even bought a camera. So when I bought the camera, I knew everything because I already knew what camera I want. So I just look up the videos on what kind of camera, how to shoot, what the frame rates mean and everything. So when it came to that, and I started shooting for people like, damn, you're good. How long you been shooting for? I'm like, a couple months.
Yeah.
And then I started just linking up with all different type of people.
First off, shout out to the NJ Weedman's Joint Restaurant.
This going good.
Salmon burgers. I know it's all over the place. We're trying to talk and deal with this right here. There's a lot going on, but trust me, when you pull up, it's not a salmon burger that you found on a patty at the supermarket. It's
no Costco's.
Filet, no Costco's. No, you know what I'm saying? So you can take it off the bun and it's still right.
Exactly.
But no, that's the crazy part, because I remember when you were first working, you were working with a lot of artists in the borough. You know, I remember Dre Scuffs. Shout out to Big Rod. A lot of folks from Rodeo.
Yeah,
you know,
because I was Twin Hills. I live in Twin Hills.
So, and you know how active they were within just creativity as well. Like, how did you fit into that equation, knowing that, you know, the people that you grew up with were also working hard in the industries, the Ch3ats and how did you segue into those relationships? One day they were like, yo, bro, I see what you're doing, or y'all already had this in emotion?
Basically, I see what you was doing. Because they was doing they was already doing their thing. I remember Brodeo Day and all that. Like, I'm just like outsider looking in. I wasn't, at that time when they was doing their thing, I wasn't even into music.
Yeah.
I was into like Pokemon, anime, and Game Boys and all that type of stuff. So I think when like literally after high school, that's when everything changed. Like I started getting into music, into beats, and then when I started really getting named, and then that's when everybody started paying attention to me.
You know, the funny thing about it is because we sit and we talk when the accolades occur or certain signs of success or whatever people think is success, because, you know, that changes
every day.
But people don't understand the hours, like you were saying, the YouTube videos, the hours that you put in prior. And, you know, for people these days who are just picking it up, they got a lot of microwave opportunities, though.
Yeah.
So for you, how important do you think that aspect of the grind is? And does it even matter in today's time?
If this was like 2020 was talking about, I would really say you got to put the footwork and the internet work in, but now you don't even got to leave your house anymore. So that changed. So yeah, back when I was starting, when we was like doing this, you had to do the internet and the groundwork. Now you don't got to put really no groundwork in anymore.
It's just so crazy because I do stuff off my iPhone now, right? Say you might be working the club or doing whatever. But you can drop that. Bro, I used to go to the club with my computer, pull out the SD card, and edit right there. But it was almost to the point where, how do you show that you're different than the competition? You know, so you got to do things to stand out.
Yeah.
Right?
And then
what makes you stand out now? You feel like, what are the things that you are doing to stay ahead of the curveball?
Head of a curveball. To be honest with you, I'm not even doing nothing right now that's like innovative. Like I'm just like I'm just really like trying to understand more of like the movie side of it, like how to write scripts, treatments, and see what I could really bring. Cause I realized like doing the solo work is good, but if you really want to have like some genuine good quality, teamwork.
Yeah.
Because you can't try to fixate on being an editor, or audio engineer, a colorist, a producer. You can. That's good to have all those skills, but to master one skill, you got to focus on one thing. You can't. You could do multiple different stuff, but to really get it, you got to tap in with a team and just understand what you got to do. And then I'm realizing now to really stand out, to really get to your question, to really stand out, I'm realizing you got to start doing passion projects. Because if you don't do a passion project, no one's not going to really pay no attention to you. If you look at it like for instance, like we do club videos all the time, right? You do club videos. Who's really going to pay you? Who's going to respect you or pay like, hey, he could shoot a movie? Who's not going to care about you doing a movie because they only see you in the club shooting recaps? No one's not going to pay you $5,000, $10,000. So how to separate yourself? You got to start doing passion projects. Like, here, I did this. This is what I could really do. And start just submitting it and really just posting it. So you can actually, I even go back with the groundwork. You can do the groundwork. Or whatever the case may be. But you got to have work as well to show people that you could do what you said you want to do.
I think that's like something, because now being like 10 years in, right? You always wanted to do it. Like I'm a writer. I want to film, do movies and all that, right?
Yeah.
But then you got to make a living.
At the same time?
At the same time. And then the demands of making a living on finding new gigs, maintaining new gigs, and just fulfilling the duties of it, that becomes a lot. You know, and you know, we have our good streaks where you can make a lot of money.
And you make no money.
And then you can make no money. So it's like, when do you find that sweet spot? Like, when do you find that time to do the passion projects in between having this large demand of a workload?
So basically, doing a project, that's going to take some time because you got to write what you want to do, the concept, and really budget everything out. So it's basically like, how I look at it is like you saving for a car.
Yeah.
Like you got to put, all right, let me put $500 here or a couple $100 until you have the max amount or you think should be enough to do a passion project. So that might take weeks or it might take months, depending on your schedule.
I know that's the next phase that I'm going into, right? So it's like some of the things that I'm realizing that you have to take that risk. Because I remember I actually was driving Uber at the time, bro, in Atlanta. And I ran into a producer from LA. Oh, black lady, she's pulling her up. $2 million houses, she's pulling up everywhere I'm taking her, right? And then we started talking and I see her work, she showed it. And she's like, well, what do you do? I was like, I'm a director. I was like, well, I guess I can't say that because I don't got a movie yet.
It'd be so weird even saying like, I'll be like cinematographer, director. I'll just say director.
But you know,
cinematography is more, you got to understand the whole thing, like lighting, how to really set up lighting in certain moods. Like I'm just a director because I don't know that much of the lighting.
Yeah.
I can't call myself cinematographer.
I mean, when she was even, the point that she was even trying to get to was, especially us young African Americans, like we have like imposter syndrome because we weren't gifted a $100,000 camera or yeah, we had to go against what our family does to do something outside of the norm, right?
Yeah.
But she's like, no, if you really believe that, you are that. You know what I mean? But it's just now it's taking the steps to do that. And it's funny when we see like, yo, you might have your accolades and all of that, and you don't get fixated on that. And then when somebody asks you what you do, you're like, damn.
What do I do?
What do I do? And you know you do a ton of things. So it's just like, what do you say when you're not saying, getting to the point where you sound like the jack of all trades, master at none? But at the end of the day, is you do several things exceptionally well because you were forced to, because you had to be a one-man band at one time.
Yeah.
You know, I guess that's part of the reason why you're getting to the point where you know you need a team.
Yeah. Because I can't be really taken serious with a big company that's going to give me a budget. Let's say Nike gives us, even two of us, even us, a budget for $50,000 to do a commercial. Me, you pull up and it's like, where's everybody else?
And everything is about the optics, how large everything is. How's that salmon burger, by the way?
It's good.
I tell you, one thing about it is though, you can come here, you can get your medicinal needs and a good meal. I can't, shout out to my family, shout out to
the fam.
Everybody involved, my cousin Ed, man, everybody behind the scenes, thanks for showing the love. What are at this point your favorite things to do within the industry, film-wise, production-wise? Like where are you at with it, and where are you more leaning to?
More leaning towards the directing, like being a director. Like I love coloring. That's my second thing to do is coloring. But directing, I want to get more into directing videos. I want to, like I'm getting tired of doing the one-man band thing.
Yeah, I feel you with that.
I'm not feeling that.
I think it does get to a point where the vision becomes larger than you.
Yeah.
And the only way to execute that is to, and then sometimes, to be honest, like when I started working with more people on set, I realized your mind can't be totally on the creative aspect.
Because you got to focus on one thing. You can't do it's great to have all those skills, but if you can't master one skill or focus on one thing, the project will never come out right.
I honestly appreciate even homies that go out to town, like my boy Newland. He acts. He's one of the 12 Street boys on BMF, right?
Yeah.
So he got that job and he helps me out with production. And you don't even understand just having him around watching my shit.
Yeah, and that's nothing too.
Like, bro, that's a task in itself.
Be a security.
You putting up lights and you hold me down watching that.
It's a lot.
It's a lot that comes with it, man.
Yeah, people don't realize, like, there's a whole system to make something good. Like, I hate when people show me, like, had this a few artists were like, yeah, I want this music video. I'm like, bro, this looks good. It's not even, you don't even got the budget for it. And to make this even happen, You don't even got money. The money you're giving me to shoot it wouldn't even be enough for the visual effects artist.
But here's a flip side to it, right? And then this is where it comes into play. We say that now because living in places where the industry is like that, that's the norm.
And that's the thing.
We got it from the mud, filming, editing,
and doing everything.
Doing everything. We got to fly the drone, the fly cam, whatever the case may be. So you know that you're capable of doing it. So the results that people are seeing are some of the one-man band stuff that looks like, because if you really look at it, right, and you go to the final project, what I started realizing is the industry stuff, when I first started doing corporate stuff, is more cookie cutter. So you think about it as clean cuts and all that. It's set up prior. But when the edit comes, what's really the difference between your solo edits
and the special effect edits?
And not even the special effects edits.
Well, if you're doing like interviews, like you're doing like what we're doing right now with a 2-camera setup, right? That's simple. That's not like rocket science to put together. But it'd be the ones that be like, y'all want the CGI effect of me coming in, like not like the cheesy CGI. Like I'm talking about like the Travis Scott level, like the industry level stuff. And I'm like, you don't have the budget. I want to look like one time I hired a editor that's on their level of paying for it. And like, all right, they paying me $800. I'm gonna pay this guy $250 with the VH effects. I gave it back to him the same stuff they want. No, I want a little like this video. I'm like, bro, those CGI, them guys use Cinema 5D to do those effects. If to find somebody like that, they're gonna charge me $1,000 to do like 1 minute or 30 seconds of effects.
So question, why do you think that people have this misconception? Or is it just being greedy? Because it's greed, lack of knowledge.
It's lack of knowledge and greed, and now everybody can get into this industry.
Yeah.
You understand? Like you could go on Facebook Marketplace and get a Blackmagic Pocket 4K for like $500.
Yeah.
If you look hard enough. And then everybody like, I'm a videographer, and then do shit for like doing music for $250.
Yeah.
With a camera that shouldn't be shot for $250 or the production. And it will just destroys the whole algorithm. It destroys the whole system.
You know what gets me when I walk out, right? And it's kind of crazy when, we have these conversations, right?
Yeah.
And then, I see people with cameras everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then we start having a technical conversation about just something down to exposure. People are
oblivious. They don't know nothing.
Oblivious to it, though. So I'm like, so you mean to tell me you're just running around on auto and they're getting away with it?
And that's the crazy part. I know people right now. I don't even give a fuck. Yeah, I got people right now that literally have like cameras that I don't know why the fuck what made you think of buying this camera?
And you said this is your first time at the Weedman joint?
To eat. I've been here before. It was like, I think I was around here when it was what's that YouTube channel was here that did a documentary. Not
Vice.
Noise, yeah, Vice.
Vice.
I was around like that time. I was around.
What you think about the food?
It's good, especially like it's real salmon. Ain't them fake salmon patties.
Not the patties.
Yeah.
Nah, it's been it's been here for about 10, almost
10 something.
Now, it's funny how time flies, man. Because I remember when me and my cousin had shot the GoFundMe video.
Yeah.
Before we got the funding from this, and we weren't even looking at this building. It was like some new building on the side of the building next to a row house. And then when he said he got this in front of City Hall, I said, "Cause you're a wild boy."
Yeah, but that's smart though.
Yeah.
Strategize, cause like, yo, this is City Hall, but we got a weed spot in front of City Hall.
And the crazy part about it is it just kind of signifies it as the landmark.
Yeah.
And for it to sustain the times that it has, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been filming with Cuz for about 8 years now, man. Even down in Miami and all that. And I'm grateful for a lot of the experience that
in Miami videos. The Miami videos I seen, I was like, yeah, this dude.
Wow. I'm not even gonna lie, right? The crazy thing about Miami is, right, like where I'm at now, I don't know if I could keep up at that pace, bro. Like I like to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm burnt out of that crazy celebrity wild out yacht parties, mansion parties, just drinking and just turned up all day, all night.
I mean, because I seen when I was in LA, I actually was with my cousin Joey Doyle. Shout out Joey Doyle. We were in Woodland Hills. And then that's when I started to realize, oh, This is where people party at
Party.
in LA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's all house parties, bro.
But yeah, them party, like I said, them joints is like, when you go to me, LA house parties is way better than the club parties.
I can see that.
Cause it's like, it's like free liquor. Just, yeah. You just gotta be in the in crowd. That's really it.
So that's my question. Like, you know, a lot of people nowadays, they've been steering away from LA. LA, we got people who going to North Jersey because of tax benefits compared to New York with the film industry.
Yeah, because
Moving
Netflix.
to Atlanta. Do you think LA still holds its weight in the industry like it used to? Or is it because of the dispersion of the power, right? Has LA lost its glitch, its glam?
I feel like LA lost its glam and glitch. Because even when I was out there in 2013, 2020, I'm in 2013, 2023,
Yeah.
it didn't have the same, I wasn't getting, like, before the pandemic or while the pandemic was going on, I was getting paid nonstop.
Yeah.
But then when end of 2022, I was like, damn, I'm not even getting booked like that. Like, I'm getting booked, but it wasn't like every day, like, I got this opportunity, I got this other opportunity, I got this job. All that kind of slowed down. I was still making good money, but it wasn't like every single day. If it's like 4 or 5 days out the week, it's like 2 to 3 times out the week.
So do you think that it's because of the city changing and the dynamics of the industry changing?
It's that, and I think it's the it's the money. Like, people can't afford anything anymore. Like, it was getting out of control, and then the buildup of AI and the technology. I think it's really just the money. Like, people wasn't getting bang for their buck.
So that's the whole thing.
And I was gonna say also, it's not a lottery. It's not like LA is not. It's not a lottery ticket anymore.
Yeah.
Cause you think about it, like, you put your 4,000 hours in and whatnot, grind, and bam, my opportunity is really going to happen to you. Now it's like you
could just be homeless.
Yeah, you be like, damn, you just keep on going, but no lottery ticket, no for nobody. You just sitting there trying to keep on making it, and it's like, yo, what's going on?
See, and that's the thing that's like, all right. So we're at this like this sensitive, crucial point where it's like, what direction you take, because it's the passion projects you want to do. I want to solidify myself as a director.
Yeah.
Things that I've written, right? But I'm also understanding the value of information. Like, just even like now, we're gonna have to do it again to go into depths of really talking about situations in the industry and experiences. Because like when you really look at it, there's a lot of different phases of the career. A lot of different, like, there's people that I talked to back then that I don't even talk to now. And it's not even because of a real fallout. It's just creatively it
just changed.
It just,
and I always tell this. I told this to one of my friends. I was like, your life is like a TV series. Like, maybe season 1, season 2, season 3, you might be in it, and then season 4, 5, 6 until season 21, you might not be in it at all. And then you pop back in season 24, and you actually back as a main character again. It's just life.
And it's crazy. You just got to be able to roll with those punches, because, like, even now, man, it's like I shout out doing independent music videos, because I will say this, right?
Yeah.
That allowed everything else to be easier for me.
Yeah.
Because we had to be able to keep the attention in a short amount of time. The demand, we might only be getting paid this much money, but at the end of the day is, listen, you rock with somebody that's an artist, you love your art, it's hard for you not to
just
give that sauce, to give that effort. And then now, I remember when I did my first corporate gig, I thought I had to do that.
Yeah.
And they was like, take all this off.
Yeah.
Take all this off. And I'm like, so you mean to tell me you're going to pay me this much?
You get paid way more.
This?
Yeah. Like, I did my first documentary with my producer Tizzy, and we traveled a whole month just going all over different cities in America.
Yeah.
I literally got paid close to $10,000. It was like 8 something, like 8, almost 9,000. Basically, like around almost like 8 something K.
Yep.
Just to hit record on my camera. I didn't have to touch the record. I don't have to do nothing.
But you know what it is, though? I realize is people pay to walk away and trust you.
Yeah.
Like,
that's it.
That's it. Like,
I was just camera operator.
Enough,
I was just camera operator, made that much in a month.
And that's the thing too, is because I had just recently just worked as a PA, right? My boy had put me on doing Drewski show. Now I'm used to being behind the camera, creating and all that.
Yeah.
And this was a whole different thing, right? But I will say this though. Set hours, and then when you doing the labor work, it's a whole different
Yeah.
you know? And I mean labor work like it was physical work. Like 1 minute you'll be doing G&E, because you know that the next thing you know is I'm getting this, doing whatever you got to do. It was fun from all regards, and to see how everything is set up.
Yeah.
But when I tell you 14-hour days and to wake up and do that back to back, and you mean to tell me people do that for an entire season? I'm a little like, you know what, I'll take it every now and then, but over here with this corporate work, I'm pushing.
Yeah, record, and I hire an editor, and I'm chilling, and get an audio person do the audio, and I'm straight.
And so it's like these things, because, but here's the thing about it is, so when you work on a show and you think like that, like, you know, a lot of people watch the show, so it's like you're doing, I'm like, listen, it was
It's a lot, than what you think.
Than what you think.
I've been on a few TV like pilots and stuff, and I'm like, yo, this is a lot.
A lot of work, a lot of
10 hours nonstop.
Working.
Yeah.
Even just down to the person who got to go, because everybody eating all the snacks on set. You got to run and get the snacks, or somebody got to run and get the snacks, and this person's missing out on that. And that's what I started to realize is, all right, if for a vision that you have like this big or whatever, I know there's certain things that we could do. I can get some stuff done with a 5 team. Do you ever see 5-person team too?
That's really, a lot of times that's all you really need is like 5 to 6 people nowadays, especially where how things is going. That's why a lot of people are like losing jobs. Not even losing jobs, can't find work.
Yeah.
Because like the teams getting smaller and smaller, because Bobby could do coloring and editing. This guy or the director know how to do audio.
Yeah.
Everybody knows, like I said, everybody, if you come from a certain lifestyle of doing videography, you know how to do 5 things already. So now you can just move. He might be better at editing and audio compared to you might not really be good at editing audio.
Sometimes, bro, I love shooting, but I think I love shooting what I want to shoot.
You shoot, yeah.
But I'll sit back and edit, send it to me. I don't got to leave the house.
Yeah, and I'm getting paid.
I'm all right with that. So my question now is just like, before we start to wrap it up, is like, what would radio today tell the radio 10 years ago?
Don't give up. Really don't give up. What would I tell myself? To be honest with you, I would tell myself, don't give up and do more work do more group work.
Yeah.
Cause me now trying to get into the group work thing is just like, it's hard. To me, it's harder. I don't know why. I'm so used to
Yourself-taught. So that's something that I like to touch base on too, because I'm self-taught as well. What are some of the pros and cons you think for being self-taught?
Self-taught versus going to school would be resources as well.
Yeah.
Cause that's really resources. And that's it. Cause because even I remember when I was like running around with Stevie J and whatnot, I started getting people DMing me on Instagram and Facebook. Was like, hey, I'm going to this art school, I'm going to this school for film, and I don't know how to shoot. And I'm like, how?
That's crazy, because I actually seen a lot of people that come out of school
don't know,
and then they have no skill how to shoot. So that made me start to think like, so what were you learning?
But when you kind of think about it, when it comes to I forget who told me this, going to school, like if you're going to go to school for art, who the hell is going to teach you how to do art?
Sometimes some things either you got it or you don't. You know,
maybe if it's like in even certain things in business, like you can't go to school, like you can, but even they say that too when it comes to business, like you got to learn everything on your own. Like even like doing a video, we self-taught ourselves how to shoot, negotiate, and get more job opportunities. So that's basically art and business in one whole thing.
Yeah.
From
and
just
the reality of it is business. What I've learned is really dealing with people, understanding the psyche of people, what makes people go, you know, and then being flexible at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, because also not everything is like one set. People are like, well, what's your price? Depends.
Yeah,
Depends on the situation.
exactly. Because some people ask me like, how much you charge for a music video? I'm like, I could do this video for $500, but this is what I'm gonna shoot with, and
Yeah.
this is what it's gonna be. If you want more, then it's gonna start costing you in the thousands. That's it.
But I think that now too, man, at the place that we are, I think it really is time. That's why I wanted to link up with you, man. You know, just a segue to catch up with you. You know, maybe inspire insights to get some insight to somebody who wants to do this or
Yeah.
is doing it. And then also, man, spark what the hell is about to come in the future, bro. Like, I really think that is their time that, like you said, is these projects. And it's people like you. Shoot, you had the red. I went and bought a red. We got Black Magic.
Yeah.
Like, it's really nothing
Yeah.
when it comes down to it. Now it's just solidifying the ideas. And I think that the next step is, like starting small and then being able to build from there, man.
Yeah.
You know, like, hell, starting small over the salmon burger and chopping it up, man.
Exactly.
You know, but let these people know who you are once again.
My name's Cinematic.
Where
Follow
they can find
me.
you at.
Follow me on Instagram at Cinematic Radio, RADEO, on all platforms. Cinematic Radio.
Yo, and shout out to my boy Cinematic Radio for coming through to the NJ Weedman's joint, having a salmon burger with your boy, and sparking up another cheat day. You know,
Yes, sir.
We're gonna have to do this in Atlanta and LA too, though.
Yeah, I'm coming to Atlanta. I think end of June, actually.
Yo, keep me posted, man. You know what I'm saying? We hit them around too, another location.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Another spot, because you know Atlanta got crazy food.
Yeah, I already know.
We definitely gonna be eating. But make sure y'all tap in with us. You know what I mean? You'll find this cheat day on YouTube at Directed by Press, PR3SS on YouTube.